All right, this next news story. Sega executive dismisses play-to-earn blockchain games as boring.
Yes. Yes.
Written by George Yang over at IGN. Sega isn't as all in on blockchain gaming as it was before, now withholding its biggest IP such as Sonic the Hedgehog from being used in third-party blockchain games. This move is to ensure that Sega doesn't devalue its own content. Speaking with Bloomberg, Sega co-chief operating officer Shuji Utsumi panned blockchain games as boring. The action in play-to-earn games is boring. What's the point if games are no fun, Utsumi said. However, Sega will still let external partners use characters from lesser-known franchises such as Three Kingdoms and Virtua Fighter as NFTs. Utsumi noted that the technology remains useful.
The IPs they don't care about.
Exactly. Utsumi noted that technology remains useful in instances where it's possible to move characters and items between games. But Sega is also pausing its own blockchain gaming projects for now and being indecisive about implementing Web3 technology in its upcoming suite of super games. However, Sega is still open to using blockchain technology if it ever does become successful, as Utsumi said. That the audience shouldn't doubt risk takers. For the majority of people in the video game industry, what blockchain advocates may sound a bit extreme, but that's how the first penguin has always been. Is that like a weird like phrase in Japan that you get like?
You keep reading. I'm gonna do a little research.
But that's how the first penguin has always been. We should never underestimate them. I don't know what that means.
Go ahead.
Blockchain gaming has been a controversial topic over the last few years. Many companies jumped onto the trend, including Square Enix and Ubisoft. However, many gamers weren't fond of this. More companies have also dismissed blockchain gaming after it hadn't taken off as high as expected. EA initially spoke positively about blockchain gaming, but then later stated it wasn't driving hard in that direction anymore. So, this is a win. This is huge. Like, people are finally realizing that all the hype around NFTs and blockchain is exactly that, just a bunch of hype and not much anything else. I guarantee you all those weird, like, stupid gorilla NFTs that everyone bought for, like, millions of dollars are worthless now. After just 2 years. I
congratulate anybody who was able to make money off of that stupid stuff and people buying it.
If you were quick, I know people profited greatly off a lot of the NFT stuff. Like if you were quick to buy and quick to sell, but unfortunately,
if you made any significant amount of money, I congratulate you making money off of stupid people. But
unfortunately, the actual true believers are all just like sitting on a pile of trash right now. I mean, again, I'm an outsider looking in. There might be more going on there than I realize, but Twitter,
we're about to get
Twitter. I know. Oh man, the Twitter sphere has been extremely quiet lately. I feel like that's all you used to see on Twitter was all the NFT dudes, and now all of a sudden it's like you don't hear anything. Yeah, I like. You're right.
We're about to get a gang of comments on this one.
Oh man. Also,
you don't understand the complexity of Web3 and NFT.
Yeah,
we just have to hold strong. Okay, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's what I want to say to all those people who watch the Xbox Bethesda reaction stream that we did. Right now, if you go over to youtube.com/supergamerboys, our reaction to the Xbox Bethesda showcase blowing up. All of a sudden, it's over like 500 views. It was like all of our Summer Game Fest coverage was kind of just doing like not as good as it did in previous years. But all of a sudden, our Xbox showcase is blowing up, and like in a few days, we're up to like over 500 views and still climbing. It's crazy.
It's always Xbox.
Always Xbox, but. The unfortunate thing is it's a bunch of people who just have a chip on their shoulder for whatever reason and hate our guts because
we said Starfield's not going to cure cancer.
Exactly.
That's why.
They are just destroying the comment section, like disliking the video. And on one hand, it's like, it's a bummer. It sucks to see people being negative towards content you made. But on the other hand, I was telling Adrian before, I was like, I want to go through and comment, like reply to all their comments and just be like, thanks for the view and the comment. Because the way YouTube works in general, like in a very basic, simple sense, is like when there's lots of interaction on something, they will show it more, you know? And so like we're getting more views because people keep leaving comments and like discussing things. But on the other hand, it's just such a bummer that it's all like negative stuff. People calling us like just or just saying how stupid we
I'm
are
not worried
for our opinions.
I'm not worried about it.
But yeah, so that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like this video is gonna turn into, because now we like this blockchain. We're gonna get all the blockchain
because of because of that showcase. This is in my house.
I know, yeah.
I don't want to hear anything from anybody else. All right, okay. Look, all right. I see the vision now. Okay, I'm here, but I'm at the same time. If they screw up, I'm gonna tell you they screw up. Okay. They're not infallible, and they shouldn't be. None of them are. None of these companies are infallible. All right? They're not your friends. They want your money. Mm-hmm. Never forget that.
They don't care about you.
They don't care about you. They want your money.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah. So yeah, same thing with the blockchain bros. Don't even think about, or you know what? Think about commenting, but just be a little nicer. Just be a little nicer. That's all. So that way I don't feel sad in the morning when I see all the emails when I wake up. That's the first thing I do is look at all the emails like, yeah, it's a bummer. But
you gotta let that stuff go, bro.
Yeah, I guess over like with this news story, like I'm glad they're not doing it, but even still, I'm trying to think in my head, like how do you implement it? Be like, it just doesn't sound like a fun game. And I guess that's what he's saying here. Like, what's his name? Utsumi. He's like, ultimately, it needs to be a fun game first. And if it's not fun, like, why make it? And that's why they're not doing it. But in my head, like, Square Enix and Ubisoft are, as far as we know, still heading that direction. Like, how do you make a fun game that's also, like, I don't know, because it just sounds like a trading card game with very high stakes.
Square Enix is still in it, and they're going full bore, dude. Full bore. I think, what is it, a fifth of their total projected spending in the near future from their last shareholders call is going to be going towards Web3 and blockchain stuff.
It's crazy.
They're about to make a huge mistake, dude.
Yep.
Which, you know what? It may weaken them up enough to when somebody comes a calling, making that acquisition call, might happen.
Oh, man. Is that what Microsoft needs? Is another.
I think Sony's gonna buy them.
You think Sony would?
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna buy them in retaliation if the Activision deal goes through.
Interesting.
Which would make me a lifetime PlayStation customer, because that means Kingdom Hearts is gonna be exclusive to PlayStation. So.
Oh, you're talking about Square, not Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Square.
I thought I heard you wrong. I thought you said Ubisoft. Square.
Uh-uh.
My only thought to that is Xbox is having a hard enough time acquiring Activision Blizzard. If that goes through, I think at least for a while, like there's going to be a heavy cooldown period before the FTC and all these organizations allow any more acquisitions. Like I feel like they're going to be like, all right, everyone chill out for like the next 10 years, you know? not for Square, because it's Japanese. It's a Japanese company buying another Japanese company. Yeah.
So they don't adhere to FTC or CMA or anything like that.
I guess that's
they just have to whatever statutes and boards that Japan has.
Yeah, which I'm sure they have stuff, but yeah.
I'm sure they have those organizations in place, but I think it's going to be a much different story if Sony, decides, hey, we want to acquire Square Enix. I don't think they're going to get much traction at all.
Yeah,
I don't think they hold that kind of thing in as high regard as other countries do. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think they don't value games as far as like commerce as much as other industries.
I guess my only thought though is like, even though this like the Activision Blizzard Xbox thing is taking place in America, it's still needing to be passed by all the boards around the world, like in the EU and UK and all these countries. Like, so like was it like Brazil? There was like even like, remember there was a hang up in Brazil for a little bit and then they cleared that up. Like, so it's still very much a worldwide thing, but maybe it would be smoother just because it's, where it's starting out is different. Like you said, like, being American companies compared to Japanese, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't.
The way they do business is very different.
I don't know. I don't understand. I didn't go to business school. I don't know how this stuff works.
I didn't either. But I have a gut feeling that
it might be a little smoother.
Yeah, if 3 months from now, when this whole Activision deal is done, if we hear rumblings about I don't know who the president of Sony Japan is right now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But let's just say Jim Ryan happens to make a stop in the Square Enix. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
So, especially if this blockchain stuff backfires.
Exactly. Or even, and even if it doesn't backfire, like the hope would be PlayStation would go in there and shut it down. Like, be like, we're done.
Yeah, that's part of the condition.
Yeah.
If we buy you, this blockchain stuff is done. All right.
Man. Sorry, I just happened to look
that
over.
means Dragon Quest could be exclusive too.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Square acquisition would be crazy if that ever happened. Like, that'd be so cool. Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.